must get to the point of a modern and coordinated fishing industry that will help us to achieve our aspirations for wealth creation and economic growth.
Fisheries Minister Audley Shaw believes this will be achieved with the upcoming promulgation of the new Fisheries Act. While providing legal sustainable fisheries management, the Act will also establish the National Fisheries Authority to better serve the sector. Be sure to stay connected with us to get information about this and other developments on our beloved island. We have a lot in store for you today, so stay with us.
Little germs do.
Pink eye running belly, even flu. Germs can make them happen to you.
Put germs on our manners with these. Cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze. Always wash your hand with water and soap. Keep dirty hands from your eyes and your nose and your mouth. You don't want to be sick, take care. Practice every day, no germs down here. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, April 15. Government will be spending $300 million to boost community tourism activities across the island. Portfolio Minister Edmund Bartlett says the allocation will be spent in 63 communities to increase the hosting of small events and activities. By doing this, he reasons that more visitors will be attracted to rural communities, thus increasing tourism spend among small businesses.
It's called inclusive growth and inclusive development. And so tourism is not about the coastline. The coast is where the plants are, but the experiences are in the communities. And so we want to build out that capacity.
Mr. Bartlett was speaking at the official launch of M Academy on Thursday. The M Academy represents a partnership between the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, and Main Event Entertainment Group. The initiative seeks to train persons in various aspects of event production. The training program will last for 6 months, and trainees will be drawn from 18 communities targeted by JSIF. The first cohort of approximately 100 persons will begin training in May. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says government will be placing greater emphasis on the delicate balance between the environment and tourism. He says the focus will be even greater when the island's hotel rooms reach 50,000 in the next decade.
Our strategy will shift from numbers and quantities to quality and experience. And we are now in that phase where we are seeking, as you have said, to re-image, and we want you to reimagine Jamaica's tourism as a high-value, high-quality destination. And we have all the elements to achieve that.
The Prime Minister was speaking at Friday's groundbreaking for an 800-room hotel development at Stewart Castle in Trelawney. It's part of the Amatera Group's 1,000-acre integrated township development. It will include mixed-use facilities such as 8,000 hotel rooms, along with agriculture, manufacturing, logistics, and commercial development. The neonatal care unit at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital has received 2 bassinets and 2 boxes of ventilator circuits to improve healthcare delivery and enhance the comfort level of its young patients. The items were donated by the Meds Foundation and presented to the hospital recently. The Meds Foundation is a charitable organization founded in August 2017 to help hospitals in need of equipment and supplies. Its members are comprised of 5th-year medical students at the University of the West Indies Mona campus. Pointing out that the ventilator circuits will deliver oxygen to the patients, consultant pediatrician in charge of the neonatal care unit, Dr. Unique Brown, says the donations are very timely. Staff at the Kingston Public Hospital, KPH, will be trained in new technology for ophthalmology care from Chinese health practitioners currently on a medical mission to the island. The Bright Journey 50-member medical mission includes ophthalmologists, nurses, and technical support staff, including biomedical engineers. They are in Jamaica from March 27 to April 27, primarily to perform cataract surgeries on more than 500 Jamaicans at KPH. Senior Medical Officer at the hospital, Dr. Natalie Wiley, says the training component of the mission is to ensure that the work will continue after the team has left.
We are training trainers because the ophthalmology department is an important site of postgraduate training. We are part of the DM program of the University of the West Indies. So as we work alongside our Chinese counterparts, then in turn we will continue that training. And so the gift of the mission will continue.
Dr. Natalie Wiley was speaking at a recent JIS think tank. This is Bright Mission's second visit to Jamaica, and at the recent launch, the team also donated medical equipment and supplies to KPH. Chairman of the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, Senator Matthew Samuda, says plans are on track for this year's implementation of a deposit refund scheme for plastic bottles. The scheme was first announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. It will see manufacturers providing a $1 cash refund per plastic bottle delivered to recycling partners' depots across the island. Senator Samuda says the funds generated from the scheme will go towards the creation of a green industry. Senator Samuda was addressing a BSJ meeting at the agency's office last Thursday. And finally, Gender Affairs Minister Olivia Grange is appealing to women involved in abusive relationships to seek help through the Bureau of Gender Affairs. Minister Grange was addressing the opening session of a policy meeting on masculinity in the Caribbean, held at the University of the West Indies regional headquarters in St. Andrew on Friday.
I say to any woman who is in an abusive relationship and is worried that she cannot leave because she has nowhere to go, no friend or family, to call us. We have systems in place and there are help call numbers that we must all help to promote so that women who are in distress can seek support.
The minister also pointed out that 2 additional national shelters for women are being established this year to bring the total number to 3. The policy meeting on masculinity in the Caribbean was co-hosted by the UIMONA and the Inter-American Development Bank. It was attended by a wide cross-section of regional stakeholders.
We live in a very toxic social environment in the Caribbean. That's a fact. It's indisputable, it's a fact. And we need to come to terms with why this is and what we can do to make our societies safer, healthier, and easier to move about.
We are at a critical juncture in our collective development, and we must seize all opportunities to collaborate, show best practices, and promote healthy and positive behaviors among the men and boys of the Caribbean region.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Don't make diseases spread. Wash your hands with soap and water instead. Wash them regular or use a hand sanitizer. Make sure the germs them dead. Touching your eyes or your mouth or your nose. Wash your hands before you do things like those. After you use the bathroom before preparing food, come on, wash your hand them clean.
Technological advancements have impacted how we live, how we work, and even how we play. But did you know it has also impacted our food producers? Here's how.
The Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries is looking to employ the use of drone technology in the agriculture sector to provide useful data to drive production and productivity. Collaborating with local company DNC Drones, Minister without Portfolio J.C. Hutchinson held a demonstration with farmers in Low River, Trelawney in August. It showed the farmers that the drones will be able to assess damage to their sector from natural disasters such as a flood and help them identify measures to boost crop yield.
What we are looking for the drone to do is that once we have crop damage after a hurricane or flood, we usually find that when the estimates come in, we find that the estimates are not usually correct, because many of the extension officers can't reach the areas where the damage is. With the drone, we are able to go over and identify all the crops all the animals that have been lost and bring back the picture within a day.
Director of DNC Drones Nigel Davies said this type of drone technology is called precision agriculture,
which basically is collecting data in real time, analyzing that data, and then interpreting data to advise the farmer as to the status of his crop, which is basically his nutrient contents in his crop, the moisture content in his field, and how much he has. Because this technology can also count the number of hills of yam, potato plants, tomato plants in the field. We can assess, let's say, the number of animals that died. We can measure that. We can tell you that, wait a minute, that these guys had 20 acres of yam here, and we knew that 6 months ago it was 50 hills of yams. We now can say he lost 50 hills of yams. So the drone technology is used widely in disaster management.
Other benefits of the drones include giving a clear picture of crops under production and identifying areas with irrigation needs and crops that are lacking in nutrients.
We have what we call a multispectral camera, which is this little camera on this particular drone, and it takes pictures of the plants. As you well know, plant leaves basically absorb sunlight and reflect sunlight. So this is a special camera that rejects infrared or near infrared, and then it can use that data using an algorithm to tell us how much nitrogen, how much potassium, how much phosphorus, or the lack thereof in a plant. We also can tell you the moisture content in the field.
Now, if that can be done, we will be able to tell the farmer what needs to be done with his different crops. And with that, we are looking at seeing how we can not only increase production, but we can increase productivity. So with the technology, we are looking to see if we can bolster agriculture.
The drone demonstration in Trelawney is the first of an island-wide campaign by the Agriculture Ministry to sensitize farmers about the benefits of the technology.
We feel that it can be able to counteract predial larceny in a certain way, and we are going to see how we can get it going so that we are able to counteract predial larceny for the farmers.
We can identify cows or any animals, as the case may be, that may be hidden anywhere. Let's say, for example, Master Storm. You know Master Storm only have 5 goats in his field, but all of a sudden, in the backyard, he might have another 10. We can survey that area and identify the number of cows or goats, as the case may be, using our thermal imaging camera. We can't solve the problem, but we can aid in recovery of animals or monitor a man's farm. Minister, we're going to work with you and try to streamline the technology to ensure that we can attain that goal.
I think the drone is going to make a big difference as far as us moving forward in agriculture. I want to see a revolutionization of agriculture in this country.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
I'm happy to announce that the NHF will be adding lupus to the list of conditions covered by the NHF card.
That's right. As of April 30, the National Health Fund card will cover lupus medication. Get a first-hand account of this debilitating autoimmune disease.
I was diagnosed with lupus in 2008, but from my own knowledge of what is happening, I must have had lupus all my life, as it were, because I've always been having symptoms. But the challenge that I had was that I was always misdiagnosed. And so that is the focus of my, the challenges in terms of, the doctors would think that I have something else and not lupus, but you'd have different symptoms. But I have systemic lupus, and lupus is not only systemic, but some persons just have what we call discord lupus or other little types, joint pains, and so on. But I have the full works. Well, I was extremely disappointed because I felt, oh my God, I have lived a good life. I have always been careful about what I eat. I've always been sure to exercise. I've used to be nice and slim and beautiful. And to hear that now I have this condition, I did not want to believe. And then it got worse after the diagnosis. You know, I had periods where I couldn't work at all. There was a 4-year period in my life that I never worked. I just couldn't work. I was just always sick. I was always in hospital. Sometimes I'm in intensive care, sometimes I am unconscious, sometimes I'm all kinds of things. So it has not been a very wonderful ride. In 2014, I became, my kidneys stopped working. So I was now in renal failure. And it means that I now have to go to dialysis. So there were days when I would just be so weak. My blood count, that's HB, would fall to a very low level. I had to get blood. I had to look at what I eat. I had to look at how much I do. I had no energy most times. I couldn't do anything. I just had to lie down in my bed. So just different things. You couldn't walk sometimes. Sometimes I can't talk clearly. Sometimes I can't see. Sometimes my hands are so sore and I can't use them. Sometimes just different things. My lungs would fail. Different things would happen. So I've been through the ropes. Mentally, it was devastating because I feel that and that's not supposed to happen to me. So I went through that period. I actually went through a period of severe depression. I was just so depressed. I could not help myself. There were days I just cry and cry and cry. And part of that too is the medication that I take. Some of the steroids make you depressed. And then you look into the mirror and you look at yourself and say, who is this? I don't know you. Can I tell you, I have learned to love life and to live. And that is what is important to me. Each day counts. And I believe that I should live each day to the fullest. With lupus, there is this uncertainty. I don't know when I will be unconscious again. I don't know when I will die. But I am going to maintain the quality of life, and I'm going to have a good life, and I'm going to live. I have good family support. My husband is extremely supportive, my son. So I have them. And I have good friends. Good friends, the saying goes, good friends are better than pocket money. Then there's also the Lupus Foundation, which is important. There is a support group there. There are excellent rheumatologists there who will provide advice and help and care and just information. There's a whole host of books and tapes and all kinds of things that you can get information from. There is also the website that you can look at and get information as well. I've actually gone for job interviews and I know I don't get a job not because I'm not qualified, but because I have lupus. So employers need to understand that people living with lupus can actually contribute and, make adjustments. There are days, for example, after dialysis that I will come to work a little bit late, but I will work later to make sure that the time is there. I have learned that it has no boundaries, it has no behavior, it has no conscience, It has no purpose, it has no time. It does what it chooses to do whenever. And therefore you need to be aware of yourself and what are some of the things that are your triggers, and therefore try to manage and monitor those. You must also be mindful of the medication that you have to take and take them carefully and take them well. You should also be mindful of your appointments with your doctors and make sure that you keep those appointments. I would say to you, help is available. Find some help, find some support. Talking about it helps. Don't feel that it is you are, because you're special or you're being punished why you have lupus. But recognize that this is just another thing that could happen to anybody. Anybody, color, class, or creed, rich or poor, man or woman. There are more women with lupus than men, but men have lupus as well. And so be aware of the symptoms, get help, get treatment. Don't hide away. Don't think that people obey you, because Jamaica is famous for that. But know that this is a condition that can be controlled. It cannot be cured. It can be controlled, and you can maintain a healthy life. Seek to work, seek to be involved, do what you're doing, treat whatever is happening. If it's depression, get it treated, get treatment, get help. Help is available.
To learn more about lupus, contact the Lupus Foundation of Jamaica via their website lupusfoundationjamaica.org or 754-8458. You may also visit them at 7 Barbados Avenue, Kingston 5.
Cancer, stress, high blood pressure. Guard yourself against these potentially deadly conditions by eating healthy. Give your body long life with foods such as low-fat milk, dried and fresh peas and beans, unsalted nuts and seeds, fresh vegetables, fruits, and coconut water, and eliminate processed seasonings such as seasoning salt, soy sauces, and ketchup. When it comes to meats, remember to remove the skin to reduce the intake of fats and oils. Meats should also be baked, steamed, grilled, or roasted. Fish is also a preferred protein option. To eat healthy, fill your body with a variety of foods from all the food groups. And remember, eat at a slow pace and in small bites to help aid digestion. This helps to maintain a healthy, balanced, and nutritious diet, strengthening your body to ward off illness and prolong life.
Easter holidays are coming up, and I'm sure some of you may be going to a heritage site or two. Maybe it's a fort, Lover's Leap, or even Port Royal. Wherever it is, find out how metal artifacts are preserved.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Headquarters House, home of the Jamaica National Heritage Trust. We're going to take you through some of the ropes in the methods in conservation, so please come along with us. Thanks for joining us in our conservation lab. We have here working with us Mr. Darrington Ferguson, as well as Mr. Frank Gale, and we'll be looking at some of the methods they will be applying to different material types for the preservation of our material culture of Jamaica. First of all, we have here some cannonballs that are usually found with some extent of corrosion. Mr. Ferguson is actually removing mechanically some of the concretion from a cannonball, and after he has removed that, then we would wire it. This wired metal object we would then install in our electrolytic tank. In the process of electrolysis, what we are actually doing, we are primarily reversing the process of corrosion. Once it has been electrolyzed, it would look something like this. So we would then proceed to brush to remove any loose rust that would be left on it. We would then put the iron object in some pure water, which we call deionized water, and that would be heated to ensure that the metal itself would facilitate the extraction of any impurities that might be left in the body of the iron. After that, we would dry the iron object. Most times we dry it in alcohol, and that would remove the water from the body of the object. And after drying, we would take a substance we call tannic acid, applying several coats, and it would form somewhat a stable surface for the iron object. And then the final stage is waxing to provide a coating or a lacquer on the surface of the iron object. Here we have Mr. Gale. He's actually applying orthophosphoric acid to remove slight rusting or corrosion from the case of a sword. He is actually using what we call a chemical as well as a mechanical means of so doing. We have close to it the extractor system, which is used to remove harmful fumes from the atmosphere in order to make the environment a much healthier one in which and a safer one for us to work. Lead corrodes by forming mainly lead sulfide and lead carbonate. So we would be soaking it first of all in ammonium acetate, and that would basically remove within a few hours the lead carbonate. In order to remove any residue of ammonium acetate that might be left on the lead, we would then rinse it quickly for a short time period. Just rinse it in a bath of a very dilute solution of hydrochloric acid. If there are any corrosion left at that stage, then we would remove that mechanically, either very likely with a glass bristle brush. After that, we do as we would with the iron. Coming over here now, we have copper or copper material. We have been soaking this copper in a substance we prepare in the lab, which we call alkaline Rochelle salt. The alkaline Rochelle salt will remove from it largely what we call bronze disease. So we soak it in the solution. The chemical will dissolve the bronze disease. After that has been dissolved, then we would rinse in, for example, a dilute solution of sulfuric acid to remove any slight impurities or corrosion product that might be left there. After that, we will, as we do with the other metals, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you were well informed by the information we've imparted today, and you're welcome to join us at any time, particularly at our heritage sites. And when you see our heritage sites, you see the artifacts that are there, you will appreciate to a greater extent the effort that has gone into its preservation.
Are you committed to Jamaica's growth and development? Would you like to work on high-impact projects in a fast-paced environment? Do you have a record of outstanding professional achievement and leadership skills? Then, welcome to the Jamaica House Fellowship and the most exciting 2 years of your life. Apply now at opm.gov.jm/Jamaica House Fellowship or call toll-free 888-429-5543.
Applications close May 26, 2019.
And that's our show. Be sure to join us round about the same time tomorrow, right here on this station. We're always available online though, through our website, jis.gov.jm, our social media pages, and our mobile app. You may also drop us a line, Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.